I mean, it could have became disastrous, really. And especially if it was on the gas dock, because I don't know if it's still there or not, but there used to be a gas dock. The big yard, the one that we were in with our boat, well actually we were in both of them, but the big yard we were there most of the time, that didn't have a gas dock. And then I liked the yard, I liked the manager, I liked the people. It was a nice yard. The only problem is it kind of pissed me off a little bit, and I know why. But that doesn't mean. Well, here's the story. About. Well, I'm not going to say how far back because I really don't remember. But meanwhile, we got the big boat. And I said, you know what? I can get the shrink wrap at a good price, wholesale at West Marine. I can, or Donovan's was another place I was able to buy it from, which is a wholesaler. I said, so I can buy the material for cheap. You know, $500, and I can do, depending on the size of the boat, well, let's just say an average 25 to 30 foot boat with, you know, 7 to 10 foot beam. I can do anywhere between 20 and 30 boats with that roll. And I actually did a few. The wife and I went out and we did a few. Because I used to get to work from West Marine. They'd come in, they'd see me there, they'd say, oh, by the way, do you do boat wrapping? I said, well, the company West Marine does it, but I do. You know, I said, I don't do anything super big. I didn't want to get involved with big stuff. And when you come to the house, well, I'd rather go to the house, to be honest with you. So, the wife and I would go out, you know, and do boats. Not a big deal. She didn't mind. It's not a big thing. And that's what we did. But anyway, and the heat shrink torch, I think that cost me $700. But you know what? Even if I just did my own boat, it was worth it. Because they used to charge us like $2,800 to shrink wrap our boat. And then what do you do in the spring? You tear it off, throw it away. So I said, you know what? Let's try to do it ourselves. Now, this is before I even had the torch. Now, I can understand why the yard doesn't want you to use a torch. Because, like I just said, a boat can go up quick and can take out the whole yard. Every boat in that yard. Before you even have a chance to sneeze or figure out what the hell's going on. I mean, it happens that fast. Okay, now let me find the holes here. The holes? Yes, the holes. I gotta find the holes. I gotta put you back. In order to put you back, you have to find the holes. Okay, get in there. So anyway, the first time I did it, I actually used the heat gun. The one I have here. And I shrunk wrapped the whole boat with the heat gun. Took me a day, which was a little bit longer than it would normally have taken. And it looked fabulous. Yeah, just fabulous. And that spring, I get a phone call from the yard manager, saying, Buzz, did we wrap your boat this year? Because he sees it wrapped, and I mean, it looked good. And I go, no, John. I said, I did it myself. Well, you know, you're not supposed to do that. Well, no, I didn't know that. I knew that you don't want me using a torch, but I didn't use a torch. Now, where I'm going here is, I know why he didn't want me to do it. The reasoning was, if the other guys see me doing it with a heat gun, they're going to want to do it with a heat gun. And the next thing you know, the yard is going to lose out on a lot of money. And I can kind of, I think that's it. I can kind of understand that because they're in business to make money, naturally. But he says to me, well, you know, you're not supposed to do that. We have to worry about the boats catching fire. I go, John, I says, I used an electric heat gun. I said, I didn't use an open flame. I says, and if you want me to pay you for electricity, I says, I have no problem doing that. Well, that's not it. It's, you know, it's just, it's, you know, the liability, the insurances, the, what are you talking about? I got insurance. Liability doesn't fall on you, you know. Well, he's talking to me, trying to explain to me that without saying it, he's losing money by me doing mine, because that's $2,800 he lost. And now there's other boats there that are the same. You know, you're talking 600 boats or so in the yard, and I'm going to venture to say that he was probably wrapping a third. Some a little more, some a lot more, some a little less. So if everybody, which everybody wouldn't start doing it, but if everybody did start doing it, he would have lost some money. And that's what he was concerned about. So, but instead, he starts telling me how this is, how that is, and all this other stuff, talking to me like I don't know. Well, that's the worst thing that's going to happen. When you're going to talk to me like I have no fucking idea, I have no brains, and I got Guppy written on my forehead, well then you're going to piss me off. I actually got in an argument with a guy the other day at Walmart over a handicap sticker. But, so anyway, I like the marina, but I'm not going to give these guys $3 grand every time we want to do something. Now, the marina, I was at my boat here. Right over there, I'd say 600 feet maybe. Maybe. There was another marina called Goodsell, and they had a slip right at the end on the T. And what I mean by the T, you have the dock coming out, and then you had an end here. And that end was about maybe 50, 60 feet long. And that was vacant. All right, here's the dock, and here's the T. This part here was about 50 or 60 feet long, and it was empty. So, how's chances? Perfect. I can just pull up to it from either direction. I had enough room to put my jet ski there, my tender there. You know, it was just nice. So I said, you know what? And I was saving $3 grand a year on just the slip. Actually, more than that. But anyway, and then on land, I was saving a couple $1,000s a year, plus, you know, for dry dock. And then I can also shrink wrap my own boat, which means I'm saving another $2,800. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to make the move. Now, I like John. His kid was nice. Everybody there was nice. If I was out looking for a new boat and I had a question, I call them up. They talk to me about the new boat, what they feel. They put me on the phone with their mechanics, with their fiberglass guys. You know, I mean, it was a nice operation. They were good guys. But you're pissing me off, treating me like a juvenile. So we were there at the other place for 2 or 3 years, but he didn't come forth with what he promised. Now the slip that I was in had no power, and I'm not a sailboat. I need power. I'm running 2 30-amp services. He goes, I'll put power on the dock for you. I go, great. I says, I'll even help you, you know. He goes, oh, good. Well, if you want to put the box in, you know, I got the boxes with the meter and all that. I got the boxes and everything up there. There's a pole. So if you want to get the pole attached and put the box up, move it in one. He said, this is your way you can plug your boat in it, and a couple other slips that didn't have any power can plug into it. You know, and seeing that we're really not paying for the power at this point, who cares? we pay through it by our yearly payment, for rental. But anyway, I get the pole put in, I get the box put on, I got the plugs, I'm all ready. All he has to do now is tie it into the main. The third year, still not tied in. I said, you know what? I ain't got time to deal with this. Now, by this time, Brewers, which was a Bruce and Johnson's, bought Pier 66, which was the next one up, or actually heading out of the river, which was right next to Goodsell. And they had an outer slip. Now, I didn't care. I liked the outer slip because you can see the traffic coming in and out, and so on. Or even one in. It depends on who's next to me. But at that point, I said, I'll take it. So we moved in over there. And that's the story about that. And I knew I was going someplace with that, but now that I started into the story, I forgot the punchline. Oh boy. Okay, we're plugged in. This is still recording. It's on loop. This is recording. I don't know what it's doing. When it goes on loop, the problem being is once the car gets full, it loops around and starts over again, and it erases what's ever there. So I could be recording something and the beginning of it you don't see because the ending overrid the beginning. And I don't remember what size card I had in there. All right, I got to find 2 long screws. What the hell did I do with them? 2 long screws. 2 long screws. See how they run. Oh boy, oh boy. Put the meter over here, put the meter over there, put the power cord where, put that over here. Oh, I went for coffee this morning. I know that's what I was talking about for a while. And we couldn't get in. So Tom actually came over after coffee. Because he's pretty good at figuring out things. Plus, he has no problem reading the screen, which is my biggest problem actually. And finding wherever it is I'm going. How did I do those 2 screws? Oh, here's a screwdriver. Oh, this is going to be a 12 volt. Battery, that. This screw is what holds it. This goes there. This goes there. This goes here. Let me get rid of some of this shit, so maybe I can find a screw. Hold on. You know what, the more I think about it, the more I'm going to leave this here. I'm just going to have to build a little home for it. The solder iron and things, yeah. Battery tester, batteries were showing good. I got to just check that. Microphone. Get that back up here. Okay. Utility knife, screwdriver. Now I know I want to put those screws far because I'm working on the light. And those 2 screws are important. Important. This screw, I know what that's for. So anyway, Tom came over, and he kept getting into the same loop that I kept getting stuck in. Then he finds a YouTube video on it, and we're watching it, but it doesn't seem to be jiving with what we were seeing. Well, then we realized the video was like 5 years old, so naturally YouTube has changed a lot of things since then. So that wasn't working. So then we found another one that was actually a pretty good video, but she was doing so much talking, her video was worse than mine. Yes, they are out there. And she was talking so fast. She was talking her voice was aggravating me. That's what it was. It was just an aggravating voice, and I'm listening to it, and he's listening to it. We're looking at one another saying, God, we got to keep up with this. But some of what she was saying was making sense, so you're trying to wait for the punchline. But it just wasn't coming. Yes, dear. Oh, that's that. Okay, what is this?